Welcome in to another episode of Pick and Roll with the Presley Bros. This is episode 15 now, Dalton. So we're moving right along with these episodes. Lot to get into today. Some big games during the week. And we're going to talk about those games first. And then we're going to re-predict our conference champs and player of the year. That's what we're going to do for each conference, because we did this several months ago back in November, or early December? No, it was November. We had like a couple weeks in the season, and but we were wrong on some of those, so we're gonna have to re-predict those, and we can get a second chance, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Glad you're with us. Like, rate, subscribe, share the channel. Keep checking us out on wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast. Just turn us on in your car and let it go. So we appreciate it, or while you're running or something. But we appreciate you guys so much tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the show. We're loving doing this. So appreciate you guys. All right, let's jump right.
Subscribers.
What?
On our way to 100 subscribers, bro.
I'm up to 75 now.
Oh my goodness.
75. Okay, let's jump right into some game reaction, dude. Some huge games. Let's just start last night. Alabama goes down to Vandy, 96-90. Dalton, you can go ahead and open this one up.
Yeah, unfortunately, we both picked Alabama, but I think we were just talking about it before the podcast. We were both on the right side of things, and I think most people, if they were being honest with themselves, would say that Bama would have won this game if they were healthy. They missed LeBaron Philon for pretty much the whole entire second half. He only played 4 minutes in the second half, and they didn't have Aiden Sherrill, however you pronounce it, the whole entire game. And
starting center.
That's their starting center. So that killed them on the boards. And I still think, let me see real quick. They still won the boards. They had 18 offensive rebounds to 8, but probably didn't capitalize enough on those. The biggest issue was the turnovers. I mean, 13 turnovers, which isn't horrible. 13 turnovers, but they had 14 points off 13 turnovers.
You mean you're talking about Alabama had 13 and Vandy had 14 points?
Yes.
Well, let me say something about that before you keep going. It wasn't 13 turnovers isn't terrible. Vandy had 8, so they won that battle. But when Alabama turned over the ball, that to me was the issue.
Yeah.
So keep going.
Yeah, and Bama is obviously a 3-point shooting team. Everyone knows that. They shot 43s and went 9 for 40, which is 22%. It's terrible. Hard to win when you're shooting that bad from the 3 line. I mean, Vandy didn't shoot much better, but they only shot 20 and they went 7 of 20, 35%.
Much better than 22.
Yeah, another big thing was the refs. You might have been touching on that too, but there was a total of 88 free throws. 88 free throws shot in this game, because anytime someone got breathed on, the ref called a foul instantly. Yeah. It was unbelievable.
So silly, dude.
I'm not one to complain about refs, but these might have been some of the worst refs I've ever seen in a basketball game.
They were bad. Very bad. On both sides.
Yes. Bad on both sides. They missed a lot of calls, gave people some stupid calls, but I think Alabama is clearly the better team here. If they were to play again, that's the only time they're going to play all season. If they were to play again, I think Bama would win, but that ruins Alabama. Alabama had a 5-game win streak at Vandy, so unfortunately that ends the streak for Nate Oates. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, Bama didn't win this one, but I will always support the Tide. Vandy's really solid. They have some good players. Tyler Tanner had his career high against Alabama, 29. They shut down Duke Miles in the second half. He had 17 in the first half, but only had 2 in the second half. And Amari Allen came into his own.
Man, he played so good.
Yes. Yeah. But just not quite enough from some of your good players. I mean, Latrell Wrightsl's been kind of shaky recently. And Taylor Ball-Bowen, oh my goodness.
He's coming off injury, so I'll give him a break.
He is just not good.
Yeah.
He shot 5 3s. He was 0 for 6 overall. Shot 5 3s and only finished with 3 points, all from the free throw line. He's just not a great player, but it is what it is. What are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, a lot of the same stuff. Like, here's what I'm really worried about with SEC this year. The refereeing has been so bad to start this conference season. And folks, listen, we're SEC guys because we're Bama fans. We grew up Bama fans. Like, we watch SEC basketball more than any other conference. It's just what we do. And I watched the Georgia-Auburn game, and I spoke to this the other day, and it was a foul fest as well. I mean, there was a foul on every possession. Both teams, I think, shot in the 30-something free throws. And then that continued. I wonder if this was the same reffing crew. I meant to look that up before this. I completely forgot. But, like, did you look yet how many fouls were called? Don't.
On that Duke?
No, this game, the Alabama game.
No, I didn't look at it.
Yeah, trying to guess how many fouls were called.
So they shot 88 free throws. So I'm guessing that's like 47 fouls.
64.
Oh.
64 fouls in this game. And I need to go back and look at Georgia-Auburn, but there were so many fouls in that game. I think it was in the high 40s, maybe 50s. But, like, to me, that ruins a game because neither team could really get into a flow. I think it favors Vanderbilt more that way, though, because what Alabama likes to do is run and gun. They want to run up and down the court. They want to jack threes. Like, they are just going up and down, up and down. But when there's a foul called on every single possession down the floor, it just bogs down the game. It slows it down. Nobody can get into a rhythm. It was just a mess, man. And the refs just, I know some of them are fouls, but you've got to let the guys play. I mean, it was just so bad on both sides. So many guys are in foul trouble. Like Noah Williamson, who had a great game against Kentucky. I think he played I got to go look at his box score. How many minutes he played? Let's see.
Finished with 0, I'm pretty sure, points.
Yeah, Noah Williamson, he played 4 minutes. He had 4 fouls, I think, or 5 fouls in 4 minutes. I mean, it was laughable how many what they were calling all these fouls. And so
he's also not good.
No, he's not great, but still, Alabama missed 9 free throws. Vanderbilt missed 15 free throws. It was ugly from that standpoint. So I hope that the reffing gets better in the SEC because this cannot continue. Like this.
Yeah, there was
foul
50
fest.
total. Yeah, there was 50 total in Georgia versus Auburn. I looked it up.
50. Like, that is insane. Just stop. They're not fouling that much. Alabama had 2 technical fouls as well. Anyways, let me say this. Let me give some praise to Vandy here, okay? Because I was actually shocked by their athleticism and their shot-making ability. They have some guys who really, made some incredibly tough shots. Fadeaway jumpers. Duke Miles made one he just threw up and it went in. Had some guys making some really nice dunks and passes. They were more athletic than I thought they were, and they were making some really good shots. And I'm really impressed with Tyler Tanner. I knew Duke Miles was good, but I didn't know Tyler Tanner was that good. This dude is shifty, and he could blow by anybody.
Yeah, he's really talented.
Yeah.
He's a native too, from Brentwood, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, it's not hard to blow by Alabama defenders, but anyways, I think he could do that against just about anybody. He's so quick. I was really impressed with him. He had 29 points and 7 assists. A really good game. So got to give it to Vandy. Their home crowd was amazing. So I did want to give Vanderbilt some praise there. They're going to be a good team and a contender in the SEC. I still don't think that they're like a threat for, like a Final Four or Elite Eight even. I could see them being a second weekend team, like making the Sweet 16. Yeah. But beyond that, I don't know. Do you agree or disagree?
No, I agree with that 100%. I think if they got hot, then obviously they could make a run, but I think at their very best, it's Elite Eight. They're like very best.
I think that is definitely the ceiling
Yeah.
I mean, that's the very best. And I agree with
Yeah.
that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like they would have to just catch fire because their defense is not good either. So, and that's the biggest issue with Alabama and teams like that, like who try to make a run in March Madness, is defense.
Yeah.
That's why Bama hasn't been able to break through and make it to the championship game or past the Elite Eight except once.
Oh, they made the Final Four. I mean,
it said past the Elite Eight except once.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, past the Elite Eight except once because their defense is not good. And the year they made it to the Final Four, they just happened to get hot. So
yeah. Well, let me say a couple things about Alabama in this. The defense is just I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, you give up 96. I don't know how many times they've given up 90 this year, but it's got to be at least 5 or 6. And I mean, that is being generous. I mean, it's getting laughable how bad they are at defense. Okay, they gave 96 to St. John's, 95 to Gonzaga. Let's see. 93 to South Florida. Okay, so it's not as many. That's 4 times, and several high 80s they've given up. So they just can't defend, man. They just can't do it. I'm like, what is Nate Oates doing in practice? Like, get these guys working on defense and nothing else. I don't care. They can't shoot in the game for a couple games. Let them defend. Like, this is getting embarrassing. Try 2-3. Throw something else in there because this is getting ridiculous. You have to defend if you want to win. Period. Yeah. And they don't do it. They're letting people have easy baskets. They're giving up drives to the lane. I mean, just wide open layups, wide open 3-point shots. It's embarrassing. And they are fouling too much. I mean, I don't think they fouled as much as the refs called, but they are fouling too much. So that's one thing that's really bothering me. The turnovers were not good. But here's the other thing. Boneheaded mistakes. I know teams make mistakes, but it seems like Alabama makes some of the dumbest mistakes of any basketball team. And I feel like we've been dealing with this for years. Like, we're huge Bama fans. Let me just speak to a couple of them. Bull Bowen, he gets the hook and hold called for him. Like, it goes towards Alabama. He gets to shoot 2 technical free throws, bricks the first one, and the ball comes back to him. And instead of giving it back to the ref to shoot a second free throw, he just throws it up again as like a practice shot, and the refs were like, like basically you can't do that. That's a warning for delay of game. They didn't do anything, so he got to shoot the second one. He makes it. Surely you're thinking, okay, that's never going to happen again this season. Well, later in the game, Aiden Holloway gets fouled. They're down by like 8 points. They need every point they can get. He bricks a free throw, the first free throw. The ball comes back to him. What does he do? He throws up a shot, a practice shot, to try to get better or whatever for a second shot. And what do the refs do? The refs call a technical foul for delay of game, and Vanderbilt gets to shoot a free throw, gets the point. And it's like, bro, like, how does that happen? How do you do that twice in a game when you've already – and then there was one point when, Vanderbilt scored, Alabama takes the ball out, and then they throw it in, and Vandy steals it. The guy didn't even see the Vanderbilt player standing right there. Yep. Steals it. He either got fouled or they scored the bucket, and it just fueled this run that they were on. And like I said, those turnovers at the beginning, they were just so like boneheaded turnovers that weren't even like caused by Vanderbilt, just making stupid passes.
Yeah, I've also never seen anyone never have ever seen anyone miss a free throw and the ball come back to them and they shoot it again. I have never seen that
happened twice.
It happened twice. So I'm like, what in the world are you doing?
What are we doing?
It's just so dumb. And it's like, you worded it perfectly. This team just makes the stupidest mistakes. And I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah. You can't explain some of it. And it's like, do you really have to explain to your players, if you miss a free throw, make sure the ref gets the ball to pass it back to you? Like, that is beyond elementary. Like I said, I don't know if I've ever seen that in a game, where somebody gets a technical for doing that. I mean, it's just like just some of the things that they do. I'm like, what are we doing? But let me say this. With all that being said, Alabama would have won this game had LeBaron Philon stayed in. You're not going to convince me otherwise. It may sound like excuses, for Alabama, and maybe it is, but LeBaron Philon had 17 points in the 20 minutes that he played. 17 points with 16 minutes left to go in the second half. He already had 17 points or 18 points. And he goes out, and I read today he was having full body cramps and he had to get an IV in the back. That's what I read.
Dang.
So he didn't play the rest of the half. That is an SEC Player of the Year candidate, a National Player of the Year candidate, and he goes out. And so I think if he finishes that game, Alabama wins. Or if Aiden Sherrill played, their starting center, they would have won the game. Had they had both those guys the whole game, I think Bama wins by double digits.
Yeah, it would have been a different story. There's no doubt about it. That's why I opened up with that. Like you can't say that otherwise. It's just like for any other team. When your best player goes out and you lose the game, obviously that played a factor into it. It's the same thing with any sport, any game. Like obviously play better, but it doesn't matter. That's the main reason why you lost.
When he's not on the court, it's like nobody else. I love Aiden Holloway. I think he's a great player, but he's not. He's a good ball handler, but he's not the same ball handler as LeBaron. And what I mean by that is like LeBaron, I don't know. There's something about he sees like the whole court, and he is such a manager and perfect runner of the offense. Like he gets everybody where they need to go. He can make the plays off the dribble. I don't know. He's more of the I don't know what the right word is, but like he runs that offense out there when he's on the court. And when that's gone, it just falls flat. But I'll tell you, there was one point in the game where I think it changed. Alabama was up 54-50. Vanderbilt was shooting free throws. They missed both free throws. So Alabama, you get the rebound, go score. You can make it a 6 or 7 point game. Vandy gets the rebound. Alabama fouls him, and then they hit 2 free throws. And they were off and running on a run. Vanderbilt was after that. And Bama could never get back in it. And it was just stuff like that. It's like, you got to finish those type of things. Anyways, we're now on 18 minutes talking about this game. So we've got to, I'm sorry, dude, I'm ranting on this game.
You went on for a long time on that one.
I'm sorry. I had a lot to say there. So, all right, Dalton, let's move on to Texas Tech at Houston. And I picked Houston. You picked Texas Tech. So you were wrong. Eat it.
Yeah. Well,
you were wrong.
Texas Tech should have won this game.
Would have, should have, could have.
Hey, you could say the same thing about Alabama then, but we made excuses.
Yeah, but there were no injuries for Texas Tech.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but I'll give credit to Houston and especially Kingston Flemings. He didn't have a great first half, but man, did he come alive in the second half. And he hit some really big shots and none bigger than that 3 to ice the game. I think, let me go. I'm trying to remember what the score was. Let me go look at it real quick. Score was 62-60. 62-60. And no, 63-62. 63-62 for Houston. And Kingston Flemings goes down and just walks right into a 3, a 32-footer. He wasn't on the 3 line. That's longer than the college 3.
Hey, you need to contextualize this too. There was only 57 seconds left when Houston was up 63-62, and Houston got the ball, and that's when this happened.
Yeah, and he hit the 3 with 30 seconds left to go, and there was just not enough time for for Texas Tech to score 4 points. They did make a 3, but then they had to foul, and Houston's a great free throw shooting team. I'll give credit to Houston's defense. Like you said, their defense is going to keep them in all their games. I think my biggest problem with Kingston Flemings making that 3 is there was nobody really, like, there was somebody kind of close, but like you got to get into the guy. Like you got to step into him and make him shoot it over you. and he just didn't. He kind of like let him walk into it. The biggest factor probably was turnovers, which again, Houston's defense. Texas Tech had 14 turnovers, and Houston scored 13 points off of those turnovers. Houston only had 6 turnovers, which is a great number. I mean, if you're below 10 as a coach, you need to be really happy about that. This was a great game. I think these are some of the 2 best teams in the Big 12 this year. Even though the Big 12 is so crowded, they're just they're both definitely top 5 for sure. But I thought that Christian Anderson and JT Toppin would be enough, but Christian Anderson, man, they just shut him down. He went 3 for 11 overall, 1 for 5 from 3, and he had 7 points. But Jalen Petty finally came alive. He finished with 20.
Good game. Very good game.
Donovan Atwell actually had a pretty solid game for him. I mean, he shot 3 for 10 overall, but still finished with 13, which is good for him because he's been horrible. But
we're roasting this man.
I mean, it's just true. But the bench on both sides. Guess the total bench points. What do you think what the total bench points is combined? Just try and take a guess.
10.
2.
2 total?
2 total. Only one person scored for Texas Tech on the bench, and that was it. No one.
Yikes.
So, like, these teams are going to have to get bench help, or they're not going to make a run. And your Houston championship is going to fall real short unless they can come together.
That is not good.
It was a great game. Houston is the better team. I just thought Texas Tech winning against Duke and playing Houston would like give them the edge. But it is what it is. Tucker beat me on this week, so
it happens. I mean, I like that pick actually. I was tempted to take it. I'm going to take Texas Tech when Houston goes and plays at Texas Tech. I'll tell you that right now. I thought the difference was what they did against Christian Anderson. And I thought it was kind of bold, but it worked. I don't know if you saw that. They were double teaming him. Every time Christian Anderson dribbled across half court, they double teamed him. And, you know, like, I mean, they were hounding him. And it was like he did not know how to handle that double team. You know what? I didn't see too many turnovers from him, but like it was just like these, I don't know, just made him uncomfortable and shaky, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was smart by Kelvin Sampson. Like, we're not going to let this guy beat us. This dude has been dynamic. He has been insanely good. We've got to get the ball out of his hands. And it's risky because you leave like JT Toppin possibly open or Atwell or, you know, Lawan Watts, whatever. But like it paid off. And I will say Texas Tech was making some talking about boneheaded turnovers toward the end of the game. It's like,
I forgot to say that.
What are they doing? Like they were just, there was one time where like, it was just a normal pass to the wing from the top and it just hit the player in the head and went out of bounds.
Dropped it. Yep. I was like,
it's like, oh no. And it was like crunch time. After that was like after a turnover as well. So like they had another one.
Anderson dribbled it out of bounds.
Yeah, that he did have one where he just dribbled it right off his foot, you know?
Yep.
I'm just like, I think some of that has to be attributed to Houston's defense.
Yeah, it does a little.
They hound you and they are like relentless. Everybody defends. So anyways, it was at Houston and that was going to be a tough game. And Texas Tech hung in there. They could have easily won this game. You're right. They really could have. What I like about Houston too is not just their defense. You alluded to it. This team takes care of the ball. 8.9 turnovers a game, Dalton. That is really, really good. And so, but they also have, I'll say this. I think their offense can be limited, but Dalton, they have big shot makers this year. Kingston Flemings, when the time comes, he is a big shot maker. I think Emmanuel Sharp is even a big shot maker. Those two guys in the crunch time will hit the big shots. I mean, Emmanuel Sharp did have a really nice like fadeaway jumper, you know, to kind of tie it up or put them up by 2 or something. And they may not be the most elite offensive team, but they make timely buckets. So any other thoughts on this game, Dalton?
I forgot to say this. I can't find the exact stat, but Houston is now 60-4 at home.
Yeah, they're insane, dude, at home.
And I think the last time they like, I think they're like 45 and they're 45 and 1 at home in the last season or the last 2 seasons. And the team that beat them was Texas Tech last year.
It was last year in February, I think.
Yeah.
Texas Tech beat them, and that was a good game too.
Yeah, I think it was 45 or 46 games in a row that they've won at home, and Texas Tech is the only team that's beat them there. I can't remember because I couldn't find the exact stat. So if you find it, you can just say it, but I couldn't find it. But still, Houston, honestly, with that stat, I should have went with Houston because they're just so good at home. But I stuck with my gut. I trusted my gut and thought that they would get the job done. Do you have any thoughts? But before we move on to Louisville versus Duke, I kind of want to touch on just real quickly Michigan versus Penn State.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Hey, listen, we said it before the end of last episode that Arizona deserves to be the number 1 team, and we were justified by that because Michigan pulled out a game against a decent Penn State team at best. I mean, it was a nail biter. Penn State took the dumbest last second shot of all time. They could have won the game, and they took a terrible, terrible shot. Got nothing going on that possession. I have no clue what they were doing, especially coming out of a timeout. How do you do that? Like, I don't know, man.
Sense. The announcer said that he thinks that Freddie DeLeon just didn't realize the clock was going down.
There's no way.
But again, how do you not realize that?
You just came out of a timeout. There's no way you don't know how much time's on the clock. That's just garbage.
Yeah, it was the worst last second making decision I've ever seen. Like, he had the guy who wanted taking the shot, it was the right guy because he's their best player. But they just did they had no sequence at all. There was nothing going on at all.
I don't think they passed the ball once, but maybe one time.
Oh, no, I think they did. I think he passed it one time and they gave it right back to him.
I mean, and I was like, what do we run something here? Like,
yeah, but 74-72 against a 9-6 Penn State, who lost 113-72 to Indiana. So,
hey, listen, Michigan's a good team, but there is something weird about this team from the standpoint that when they're playing their best, they are unbeatable.
Yeah.
But they have had now 3 games where they have played down to inferior competition. You almost lost to Wake Forest in OT. TCU took you to the wire, and Penn State really took you to the wire here. I mean, it was last-second shot to beat you, but they missed it. I don't know. It's weird. There's this variance in performance, and eventually somebody's going to clip them that shouldn't beat them, you know? And listen, they've got some tough games ahead. You've got to play all these tough teams in the Big Ten are still ahead, you know, like Purdue, Illinois, Michigan State. So they're going to play all these teams. Yep. So they could beat all of them, but they could lose to all of them, you know? So I really hope they do lose just for Joe Lunardi's sake. Anyways.
Yeah. I don't quite understand. I hope this coming up AP poll represents this game because they should get less votes for this. They should. We'll see what happens.
Arizona's handling their business. I can't recall one game where they were like in it pretty close, except for UCLA. Now, of course, like UConn was close. I'm talking about like an inferior opponent. UCLA was pretty close. I think UCLA is better than Penn State.
Oh yeah, and UCLA was 15 at the time when they played Arizona. So,
anyways, that was a good game to talk about, though, real quick.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on it real quick because it was like, man, you almost lose there, and everyone's saying that you're the best team in the country, especially one of the biggest basketball guys in the world, Joe Lunardi. But Duke versus Louisville, we both picked Duke here, especially with Mikael Brown Jr. being out. But Louisville, though, they gave Duke everything they had. I'll let you talk about this one first. What's your thoughts on it?
Listen, I really thought how this was going to play out. we both said it was going to be double digits Duke, and that's exactly what happened. But it didn't happen in the way I thought it would happen. I thought Duke would kind of lead wire to wire and handle them. But man, Louisville came out guns a-blazing. They were hitting shots. Khalifa, their big man, who's not known for like a three-point shot, was just dropping threes in that first 10 minutes or so. And Louisville, I think it's part of playing at home. You're amped up, the crowd's in it. And Duke's young and they're on the road, in a hostile environment for one of the first times. Anyways, I thought they played admirably well there in the first half. To hang in there and like be up by double digits against Duke. But in the back of my mind, the whole time, I'm thinking Duke's going to make a run. Like,
I had the same thoughts.
Yeah. Like, and I knew Cameron Boozer, they weren't going to be able to stop him. And sure enough, they didn't. Could not stop him. He's just so good, man. Just so good. So, just too much talent especially without Mikal Brown. I still think they probably would have lost even with Mikal Brown Jr., but would have been a lot closer just because of the way they fought here, Louisville.
Yeah.
So
Khalifa ended up going 5 for 5 from 3, by the way.
Insane efficiency.
Finally, Cameron Boozer got some help because if he didn't, Louisville would have won this game. Isaiah Evans had 23 and Caleb Foster had 20.
He played really well.
3 guys, 20 plus.
That's all you need.
It's about time. Yeah, it's about time that especially Isaiah Evans, he's your second best player. And at least on paper, he's your second best player. And he has been really, really poor. He still didn't have a great shooting night. I mean, he went 7 of 17 overall, 4 of 10 from 3, which 40% is not bad. But Caleb Foster, I think, was the difference in this game, really.
He was so good.
Cameron Boozer, obviously, he's going to get his own because he's incredible. But he was just Caleb Foster. I don't know how he was doing it. There was one play. It was like he walked into the lane, like literally just walked and laid it up. I was like, how did you just do that?
He was so good, man. He was in attack mode. Like,
yes,
he was insane.
He was so good. We said Ryan Conwell needed a transcendent performance, and he almost got there. Almost. He had 17 in the first half, or 16, I mean, but only finished with 24. So they kind of shut him down. He only finished 4-11 from 3, and I think all 4 threes came in the first half.
Yeah, he cooled. They were so hot in the first half, and then just fanned out. So
and he didn't get any help besides Khalifa, and Khalifa's probably not going to have another game like that for the rest of the season. So
no, he will never go 5 of 5 again. That's impossible. Yeah.
So Isaac McNeely, who's probably the best 3-point shooter on that team on paper, it has been horrible.
It's not been good.
You're missing your best player in Mikal Brown Jr. So it was just too much. Duke is just too good. There was no like stats that were like overwhelming. I guess the biggest thing I would say is points off turnovers. They had Louisville had 14 turnovers and Duke had 16 points off of them. Duke had 12 turnovers and Louisville only had 6 points off of those. So that was probably the biggest disparity. But there's just nothing much else to say. It was exactly how we thought it was going to go, besides the fact that Louisville came out and was up 12 at one point. But besides that, it was the exact same game that we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Cameron Boozer, I'll go ahead and say this. I don't think you can't pick him for player of the year right now. Like if it was right now, I don't think you could not pick him.
In the whole country?
Yes. I just don't think you could not pick him right now.
I mean, you're probably right about that. I hate to say it, but
I don't want him to win. I just don't think you can not pick him.
Yeah.
The way he's playing. Is there any other game that we want to talk about?
Well, let me say this too real quick. A couple of games, like there were some really close calls. Providence blew it against UConn. I mean, I texted Dalton and I said, Providence beats UConn. And I spoke too soon. There was like 2 minutes left in the game. They're up by like 10. Or was it 3 minutes left in the game? They're up by 10 points. And
249, 86-77.
Okay, they were up by 9. That's when I texted you, and I was like, game over. And, of course, they let UConn crawl back in it, goes to OT, and they just dominated OT. UConn, that is,
Yeah.
and Providence. Once it went to OT, I was like, "That's game."
Yep,
it's
me
over.
too.
So,
and they had a great shot to win it too. I don't know if you saw it. It was so open. The guy was wide open, and it was a mid-range shot, open mid-range. The UConn player fell. He fell on the ground on accident, and the guy was wide open and just bricked it. I was like, dude, you had a chance to beat this team. Oh, man. But Silas Demery was the difference in this game.
He did.
This game. Finished with 23 points and 15 assists.
That's insane.
But I do also think, even though Providence is 8-7, like they've had a really rough season so far, I think they're gonna do a little bit better from here on out.
Dude, they beat St. John's the other night, and then you had this game in the bag, and you just fumbled it away. So
yeah, I think they'll do a lot better in the Big East than they did in the non-con, because they lost some games they probably shouldn't have lost to. Like they lost, like, I think if they played Wisconsin now, they wouldn't lose, but they lost to Wisconsin 104-83. So, and Wisconsin is not good.
Not good.
But yeah, they should have won that game last night. That was like one of the biggest sells I've seen in a while. Florida finally got a win, their first ranked win against Georgia. We called that one as well.
At Florida, man.
Yeah, it was at Florida. Georgia's a good team. Georgia just doesn't have enough to compete really against Florida. But that's really all the games that I can think of.
No, Dalton. No.
Oh no.
We got to touch on this. Missouri beats Kentucky last night. I mean, at this point, we're starting to get to a point where you're really starting to think about Mark Pope being fired.
Oh, yeah.
I hate to be the guy. I don't like hot seat talk like that. I don't know. I just don't want to get into that. But, man, they lost another game to a team you probably should have beaten. And, look, you got to give it to Missouri. Missouri's 2-0 in the SEC. And they've beaten Florida and Kentucky. That's not the easiest stretch there. No. And it was at Kentucky, and you still beat them,
Yeah.
And it's just down the stretch. Missouri, they were the team that executed better and was tougher down the stretch. And it's just like, it's almost like when Kentucky starts to crumble, it's like, they're done. And it's like they shut down and it's over. Like, so they had just a horrific turnover when they were down by 2 towards the end of like under a minute left or something like that. And they just threw the ball away. And I was like, dude, this team is just, it's a mess. And they're like kind of like going at each other about the turnover. And I'm like, this is just bad. And Missouri, they hit some big shots, and you beat Kentucky at Kentucky. I mean, what do you even say about this team, man? Like,
we keep on dogging this team, and I'm honestly starting to feel bad. Like, I'm starting to feel bad with how much we trash this team, but they're not good. Jaden Quintance, 1 point. 1.
That's unacceptable.
Jalen Lowe, 9 points. Denzel Aberdeen, 7 points. Mohamed Diabate, 8 points. No one was in double digits except one person, Otega Owe.
Well, and hey, dude, he missed a layup at the end. I think that would have tied it or, put them down by 2 or something. He drove through the rim. I was like, well, that's an easy layup. He missed it. And I was like, oh my goodness, dude. And Missouri got the board.
Yeah, I don't think I honestly think the only thing you can do if you are Kentucky, I think everyone's thinking this. It's get Mark Pope out of there. It just has to be.
Well, I think you got to give him the rest of the season.
I don't know. I might as well throw him overboard, honestly, because it's bad. The announcers asked him before the game. He said, "Who are your leaders on the defensive end?" And he just said, "We're still trying to figure that out."
Yikes.
Trying to figure that out 15 games into the season.
Alabama
is really, really bad. Yeah, Alabama's never going to figure it out.
Yeah, not on the defensive end.
Yeah, not on the defensive end. You already know Otega Oweh is your leader on the offensive end, but he can't really defend either.
I mean, this team is a mess. It is a mess. Hats off to Mizzou, dude. Like, you got your absolute doors blown off against Illinois, 91-48. You got drilled. And then you come out and you start 2-0 in SEC play against two solid teams. I mean, Florida's a good team playing at Kentucky especially, and you win. And, hey, we're going to the Mizzou-Bama game here in a couple weeks.
That's right. Also,
let's go.
Also, I forgot to mention, this is the first time Kentucky lost an SEC home opener since 2012, 2013.
Get him out of there.
That's the last time they lost was when Texas A&M in 2013. So,
man, this team is a wreck.
12 years they've won an SEC home opener, and they lost their first one against Missouri. And that's also the first time Missouri has ever won at Kentucky.
Whoa, dude, that's a huge stat. Holy cow.
Or maybe it was the first time the coach ever won at Kentucky.
No, you might be right, dude. I would be shocked if they did.
Let's see. I need to look that up now.
Dalton, let me say something. This may sound like a hot take, but I really mean this. Kentucky could legitimately miss the NCAA tournament.
Bro.
I mean,
I would say they might miss the NIT tournament.
Like, at this point, you've got wins against NIT. I don't know about that, Dalton. Okay, listen. You've got wins against Indiana and St. John's. That's it. Okay?
Yeah.
And hey, listen, 2 solid wins. Not great by any stretch of the imagination, but like you're in danger now of legitimately having no good wins. Because like, I don't think you're winning at Tennessee in a couple weeks. I don't think you're winning at Vanderbilt a couple weeks after that. I don't think you're winning at Arkansas the game after that. Vandy and Arkansas back-to-back. And I don't think you're going to beat Tennessee when they come play at your place on February 7th or at Florida. Right? Like,
I agree 100%.
They've got to play Vandy twice.
Yeah.
You got to play Florida twice. You could legitimately lose all those games. I mean,
unless this team takes a big turnaround, it's going to be bad. But it was the first time Missouri ever won. I thought that was
it's just staggering, man. So
they're 1-9 now.
Wow. Thanks, Kentucky, for giving us more more things to talk about, more content here, man. To keep
for real,
guys.
Seriously.
Perfect.
Seriously, we get all the views from the Kentucky people. So
all right, man. That's a lot of that's 45 minutes pretty much of game reactions. Let's now get into looking at our conference predictions. We're going back, okay? We've already predicted this once, but things have changed. So let's go through this again. Now we've had like 2 weeks or a week and a half of conference play. So now after seeing a little bit, what has changed for you, Dalton, in these leagues? Let's start with the ACC. Tell me, do you have it before you? Who was your regular seat? Like who you originally picked?
Yeah, I have it who I originally picked, and it's going to stay the same. Duke's going to win. Duke is going to win both conference and tournament. They're too good. North Carolina is they just lost to SMU and got smacked. So I think that just kind of proved what I already thought about them, that they were not that great.
Did they play last night, or are they playing?
No, I don't think they played last night. If they did, I missed it.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. The SMU game was on Tuesday, wasn't it?
SMU was a few days ago.
No, it was on Saturday.
It was Saturday. Yeah, so they lost. They got handled.
What I was thinking was, did they play a midweek game? They didn't. They don't play until they play California on Saturday.
Yeah, and they should win that game, but I just don't think Louisville or North Carolina has what it takes to beat Duke. We already saw Louisville, even with Mikael Brown Jr. I don't think they have what it takes. So I'm going to pick them to win both conference and the regular season, the regular season and the conference tournament.
Who's your player of the year at the beginning of the year?
My player of the year at the beginning of the year was JT Toppin, and I'm changing it to
Dalton in the ACC.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, my bad. I had Cam Boozer.
As your player of the year?
Yeah. Actually, did I have? Wait, let me see. I did.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I have it right here.
That's impressive. So I had regular season Louisville winning, and I highlighted Ryan Conwell, Mikael Brown. And then for the tournament, I had North Carolina, and I highlighted Caleb Wilson, how I really liked his play. He was my player of the year. I'm switching it to just like you. It's got to be Duke. I mean, Duke's going to win the regular season and the tournament, and it's going to be Cameron Boozer. I mean, how could you not pick Cameron Boozer?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, they've had like 4 conference games. If he went out the rest of the season, he's still the player of the year.
Yeah.
Not really, but he is just so good, man. Like,
first in points per game
in the country.
Yeah, first in the country.
So, like, I think Duke wins regular season and tournament, and then you got Cameron Boozer as player of the year. All right, Big East, Dalton, what'd you have at the beginning of the season?
Big East, I'm sticking with this as well because I picked UConn to win both the regular season and the tournament. I said it was going to come down to St. John's, but I said UConn to reclaim. I have UConn reclaiming the title right here, and I picked the Big East player of the year to be Zuby Ejiofor, which I'm actually going to stick with that still because I just said a moment ago, I don't think anyone on UConn is just like, man, they're just so good. Like just an absolute stud of a player. They just play so well together that they make a perfect team. And that's why they're so talented. But I still think Zuby Ejiofor will probably end up, if he's not, it'll be really close.
Yeah. Man, I'm debating here. At the beginning of the season, I had picked St. John's to win the regular season, and I picked UConn to win the tournament. And what I'm gonna do, oh man, I'm debating. I'm gonna pick UConn to win the regular season. Okay, and I just think that they're gonna be too good for, anybody else to kind of, I guess, compete with. Just because their talent is so much better than anyone else in the Big East.
Yeah,
although they just struggled against Providence. So, but my team to win the tournament, I'm actually gonna go St. John's. I flipped it. Okay. I'm gonna pick St. John's to win the tournament. And here's what I'm banking on. I'm banking on Rick Pitino to get his team right in time. I think they're losing some games they shouldn't lose, but I think by the time the tournament rolls around, he's gonna have them playing well, back ranked, and I think they're gonna win the tournament. And I'm gonna stick with Zuby Ejiofor too as my player of the year in the Big East.
Yeah.
So
he's a great player. I think it's possible, but I don't know, man. They're not great. I guess we move on. Who are we moving on to now? You want to do the SEC?
Big Ten. I'm going in order of how we went at the beginning of the year.
Oh, okay. Big Ten. I had, let me see. I had said Purdue for the regular season, but then I said Michigan for the tournament. And I'm going to change that completely. I'm going to say not Iowa State. I almost said it again, but they're not in the Big Ten.
They're not.
I'm going to take Michigan to win the tournament still.
Sorry, I was typing out my my newest predictions here beside my old ones. Who did you have in the regular? Who'd you have in the regular season?
I had Purdue for the regular season. Wait, no, my changed one?
No, at the beginning of the season. I'm sorry, I'm confusing us.
I had Purdue for the regular season, and I had Michigan for the tournament. I'm going to change. I'm going to say Michigan for the regular season, even though my bold prediction was that Nebraska wins the Big Ten. I'm realistically, I'm gonna pick Michigan.
That's fine.
And then I am gonna pick Nebraska to win the Big Ten tournament.
Okay, wow. And you had who at the beginning of the season in the tournament?
Purdue for the regular season, Michigan to win the tournament.
So now you flip that to Michigan and Nebraska.
Yes.
So Michigan to win the regular season, Nebraska to win the tournament. Who's your player of the year?
My player of the year, Big Ten, was Braden Smith. And honestly, I don't think it's going to be him. I think it actually might be Nebraska's center, Rink Mast.
He's good, man.
That's who I'm going to say, Rink Mast. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's going to be my Big Ten player of the year.
Yeah. Dude, the crazy thing is this can't be right, man. I'm trying to look at like who's leading in points in. Oh, okay. It's the guy from Northwestern. He averages 23 points a game. That's insane.
Dang.
So Okay. All right. Mine. Oh man, this is
It's
tough.
hard.
Big Ten is really tough because man, they're just like a lot of solid teams. Um, Regular season, I guess I'm gonna go Michigan too, just because of how they've been playing. And I know that they were really bad the other night against Penn State. But I'm gonna pick Michigan. I had Purdue at the beginning of the season. Purdue was my pick for the regular season. I'm gonna pick Michigan now. And for the tournament, I'm gonna stick with Illinois. I'm gonna go with Illinois winning the tournament. And my player of the year is Bruce Thornton.
Oh, that's a good pick,
Bruce
actually.
Bruce Thornton from Ohio State. This dude he's been playing for 96 years. But
Yeah.
he's averaging 20.6 points a game, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And he's pretty much the only reason why why Ohio State has any type of pulse. So,
Yep. That's true.
yep,
That is true.
that's who I'm going with for the Big Ten. So Michigan to win the regular season, Illinois to win the tournament, Bruce Thornton win the Player of the Year. All right, move on to
Nice.
Big 12.
Big 12. All righty. We talked about how deep this league was, and I said it's going to come down to Arizona and BYU. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I think it's going to come down to, even though I'm really high on BYU for the regular season, I think it's going to come down to Arizona and Iowa State. And I'm going to stick with Arizona. I picked Arizona in the regular season.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with them. I think they're the best team in the country. I think they've proved that they're the best team in the country. Yeah, they're going to lose a game because no one ever goes undefeated anymore. They're going to lose a game.
Especially the Big 12. It's insane.
Yeah, they're going to lose a few games, but I still think they'll end up winning the regular season overall. And I'm going to pick BYU to win the tournament, which was my original pick. I'm gonna rock with that still.
And Player of the Year.
And my Player of the Year, I'm still gonna stick at the same, is JT Toppin. He's too good.
How could he?
He's too good to not pick him. I don't know what he's averaging right now, but it's easily over 20. Let me go look at that real quick.
He probably averages like 20 and 10. That's my guess.
Let me see real quick, and I'll let you know. JT Toppin, 21 points per game, 11 rebounds a game.
Whew. Yeah, that's Player of the Year type stats right there. So I'm sticking with JT Toppin as my Player of the Year as well in the Big 12. There's just no evidence to say otherwise at this point. Regular season, though, I'm going with Iowa State. I think Iowa State's got what it takes to win. They've handled their business. Yeah. They went to Baylor the other night, handled them. I really like this team a lot. Really, really like this team. For the tournament, I'm actually going to go Arizona. I'm going to stick with them. They were the one at the beginning of the year, and I think they're going to win the tournament. So Iowa State regular season, I had Arizona winning at the beginning of the year. Now I'm switching to Iowa State, but the tournament, I'm keeping Arizona. Player of the Year, keeping JT Toppin. All right, last one. Let's move to the SEC. Dalton, who did you have at the beginning, and who do you have now?
SEC, I had Florida winning the regular season and Tennessee to win the tournament, and I'm changing both of those completely. I'm gonna pick Vandy to win the regular season. Just kind of a bold pick, but they're talented, and I think that they'll end up losing a couple of games, but I think they'll end up winning enough to give them the regular season, and I'm gonna pick Bama to win the SEC tournament.
And Player of the Year?
My Player of the Year, I had Sean Hall, but I'm changing that to LeBaron Philon, which I think is obviously clear that he's going to be the SEC Player of the Year. It's either him or Thomas Houck as of right now, and I'm going to stick with LeBaron Philon.
Okay, those are good picks. I'm going to take Arkansas. So at the beginning of the year, I had Tennessee winning the SEC. I'm now going to pick Arkansas to win the SEC. I think they've got
that's a good pick.
I think they've got just so many weapons, and they're coming into their own at this point. So I like Arkansas to win the regular season. And for the tournament, I had Alabama at the beginning of the year. And, man, I think I'm gonna kind of go out on a limb here, I guess. I'm gonna actually go Tennessee. Okay. I'm gonna pick Tennessee to win the SEC tournament. And so Arkansas to win the regular season, Tennessee to win the tournament. And my player of the year, I had Phylon at the beginning. I'm actually switching that to Darius Acuff from Arkansas.
Wow.
His stats are, and he has played really, really well. And here's why I'm not picking a Phylon, is because he's already had a couple of injuries and,
That's true.
Missing some games, and, he's not super healthy right now. And so I think that could play a factor into this race and affect his chances of winning. So I'm going to go Acuff just simply because of the injury factor. So, yep, that's it. So, yeah, that's it. For our conference picks, they've changed a little bit. We'll see how they go. Listen, we get a do-over, right? So,
yeah.
I think both of us, we had JT Toppin at the beginning of the year for National Player of the Year.
Yes, we did.
I think I'm gonna switch mine to Cameron Boozer.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with you as well. I said that as
you said moments ago. You're gonna go Cameron Boozer?
Yeah, I said that a few moments ago that there's no way you can't pick him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be the National Player of the Year. So, man, great show. Appreciate you guys joining in. Again, rate, subscribe, check us out on podcast, share us with your friends. We appreciate you guys and hope you've been having a great start to your new year. So thanks and God bless you.
Yep. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Subscribe, link down below, and follow us on our Instagram at PR_Presley Bros. Roll Tide. God bless.